Okay, so just for a public statement, my account is just in case, the law, because the law has been proven to do wrong by foreigners, especially foreign mothers here. My account is not to get my husband in trouble. In fact, I doubt he will get in trouble. Very much he already knows that, the worst thing that they do here for abuse is usually just a fine. I'm not even worried about that. What I'm worried about is the fact that the policing system and all of that, is very unjust, as I've seen so far to foreigners, and I want to warn other people, they are not your friends. Because I had gone to the police station for help, to get help from my abusive situation, and I actually had my child handed over by the family violence unit that was there to help me, and they actually called my mother-in-law and husband there before without even telling me, and handed my son over to her, and then watched as they ran out the door, more than likely because they are Korean and they sided with them to save the peace. So I just want to warn other foreigners, they are not your friends. This is for the public. This is to warn other mothers before they have their children taken from them. Because I've already had, and if those people that message me are okay with me covering their names and posting them, I would, but I haven't asked yet because it's insensitive. I've already had between 10 to 15 or more people message me going through the same thing where their Korean spouse is abusive. And it's been a couple men too, but mostly women who are foreigners. Their Korean spouse is abusive, and the mother-in-law, it always tends to be the mother-in-law, because grandparents have apparently rights to just walk out with your kids here, threatening with the husband to just up and take the kids if they either report the abuse, don't particularly get see eye to eye on everything, like even small things with their mother-in-law, or anything for any reason, just because some of these husbands have cheated on their wives, and the wife just decided, oh yeah, I don't want to live together anymore, which I won't share more on those stories because they're not mine to tell, but basically that's what you're looking at. You can do absolutely nothing. In my case, the only thing that my husband has against me is the one time I defended myself from being threatened for the past 2 days and blocked in the house, and the police called on me every time I even tried to walk my son after I got his permission to drop my daughters off at school, even when it was their birthday, and I told the police I have to drop them off on time for their birthday at school. They have a party. It didn't matter my excuse. The police just told me to go back inside because he said so. So this is for the public. This is for the public to know. If you're a foreigner, be careful before you go relying on these services. They need reform. They need people who care. They need, laws need to change before you can fully trust these agencies to care about you as a human being, because they will always side with the Korean individual first. And I'm not going to them max with this and overreacting just because my son was taken. I've seen this from other women as well, and even fathers as well. There needs to be a reform in the system, and I cannot bear to see, another parent go through this. So it's not fully about me. It's not fully about my son. I've just already had so many people message me going through the same thing, and they're so afraid to speak out, and someone has to do it. And if this heart-wrenching, horrible months of my life that I'm supposed to be enjoying with my child after I just carried him for 9 months and, wrecked my body to have him and did nothing but love him, is ripped from me, and I can't even enjoy that, it has to be worth something. It has to be worth warning others so they don't go through the same thing. So before the police and everyone for defamation comes for me, this is not to get back on my husband. If it was, my family would have already posted their photos that they've already seen on my Facebook that is private, from when we were not really happily married, but you know what I mean, when we were not at this stage of my child being taken. They would have already taken those off my Facebook, before I had gotten rid of them all and posted them by now. So, my family do have pictures of him. They could have already done that. I stopped them from doing so. So if it really was, just for revenge, and it wasn't about getting my son back or warning other parents, those would have already been posted from the US side, not by me. In fact, that wouldn't have anything to do with me if it happened, because I wouldn't be the one posting it, and it wouldn't be my choice. So the fact that I even silenced my family abroad from doing that, even though that's what they want to do, I'm just saying it's not for revenge. I just want my son back, and I also don't want anyone else to go through this. So just my public announcement about what my pages are about. I knew about things like the Tiffany Rubin case and, some of the dads in the US who have gone through this, from the US having their children brought to here and taken by the in-laws. But I didn't know it went as far as within the country as well. So I really think people need to wake up and know about these things before they get married, and just know about the abuse that occurs and how common it is. So I appreciate you all, and this is just my kind of public service announcement on what my page is really about.